Hey, what's up? Welcome to the LoreKings. This is your boy, Big Doula, Zombie Week. Gonna talk about the 5 greatest moments in Walking Dead. In the episode Vatos, where Rick and the gang go back into Atlanta to try and find Merrill, and they leave the rest of the group defenseless, or relatively defenseless. Most of the hunters, most of the killers are out there in Atlanta trying to get the guns, trying to find Merrill, where they leave the camp behind. Now the camp is feeling relatively secure, sitting around cooking up some catfish when a whole bunch of walkers attack. They wound up biting Amy, taking down Ed, and I think this moment was the first moment where the group realized that they have to stay together, they have to equally spread out, those that are aggressive, those that can fight, because if not, every minute of the day, if you leave your guard down, you can die. Later on, Andrea has to kill her sister, shoot her in the head after she changes because of this incident. And it's a very powerful moment, very powerful incident. Nothing safe, there is no safety. In season 2, the episode Pretty Much Dead Already. This is where Glenn finally tells the group that there's walkers in the barn. Shane walks over, decides that it's time to show everyone else that the walkers aren't people anymore. They're these savage beings now that need to be put down. So Shane breaks open the door and forces everyone to defend themselves, which they do. And lo and behold, at the end, Sophia finally comes out, the person they've been looking for the entire season up until this point, basically, and Rick has to put her down. Now, this is a big moment for Carol because now everything, her past life is all gone, and she starts that transition into the Carol that we see now. But for everyone else, this was another indication of what was to come. You might face your loved ones one day that have turned, and you're gonna have to put them down. Okay, the next most powerful moment, third on the list, was episode 8, season 3, Too Far Gone. Now in this season, in this episode, the governor comes back with the tank, parks it right at the prison, and pretty much tells them they all have to leave. This was after he kidnapped Michonne and Herschel and held them as hostages. Rick said he's not leaving. He wanted to negotiate, said we can both live in the prison together. The governor pretty much said, no, you know that can't happen. Why are you even talking like that? After a mile, then the fight breaks out, which leads to Herschel's death, the governor's death, the death of the prison, and it leaves the entire group scattered. Why they don't have a backup plan in a place to rally point, I don't know, but they didn't. So then they spend the rest of the entire season all wandering around in the woods, trying to find each other, trying to find safety. The next moment, the second most powerful moment in the series, was spanned between episode 12 and episode 13 of season 2. It all kicks off when Rick stabs Shane. And when Rick kills Shane with a stab, he thinks it's over. He turns around, sees Carl with a gun pointing at him, or which everyone thought was pointing at him, but turns out it wasn't. It was pointing at the reanimated Shane. This triggered something. Not only did it trigger the herd that was walking by to come and destroy the farm, but it also triggered in Rick's mind the words of the doctor from the CDC that everyone was infected. That was true. Everyone was infected, and they are coming for them. This was a very powerful moment when everyone realized that now, even if bitten, everyone is still dangerous. Diseases are dangerous, suicide's dangerous. Everything is dangerous unless someone kills themselves and shoots their brain out. That totally changed the whole dynamic of the entire series and changed the dynamic of the way everyone viewed each other. Okay, the most powerful moment in the Walking Dead franchise so far, season 4, the episode called The Grove, when Carol had to shoot Lizzie. Anybody that remembers Look at the flowers, like that whole line now means something totally different than it did in American Lexicon the week before that happened. The internet exploded, I exploded. You had someone that could not cope in this new world, that could not understand the difference between walkers and humans, and that made them as dangerous as a walker, if not more dangerous, because at any point in time, they could unleash something on somebody else. She just killed her sister. She was waiting for her to come back to life. You had the baby there. Tyrese had to walk out, take the baby, make sure everything was okay. And then Carol had to put her down. even though she was fine physically, mentally, she was obviously shattered and could not handle this new world. They could not tolerate her around the group or them anymore. She had to go, and they had to do it. They had to put her down. Thank you for coming to the LoreKings. This is your boy, Big Doula. Subscribe, like, follow, comment, do it all. Peace.